wall, then I had some left over. So I figured, well, if I probably do, so I figured that if I do about a third or a quarter of whatever I had yesterday, then I probably would be okay. Now I'm only adding a little bit of water because, if I add too much water, because it's very, very sensitive, if I add too much water, then I gotta add more thinset, and it can go on, and so you just got to be really careful about how much water you add. So I'm very careful about how much water I just add, a little sprinkle each time, because I'm mixing up a very, very small amount of thinset right now. So as you can see, then it's still kind of thick and hard. So I'm going to dab another thing of water in there, just a little bit. See, that's why I like to do this in the kitchen, because the water right there, the sink is right there, where I can just add a splash of water. I'm using my spoon there, and it's still a little bit too tough. So I'm gonna another splash of water. See how it goes this time. See how it feels this time. It's a little bit easier to move, but it's still too clumpy, still too hard. So I'm gonna give it another. See how it feels. If I mix it up, no. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water. Just put a little bit more water in there. See how it's like creamy peanut butter right now. Pretty easy to move my spoon through. And what I can do whenever I'm mixing this, see, I can put it in my spoon, but the clump will finally fall off into the thing. But that's the kind of consistency that you want for a thinset or concrete or things like that. That's works best for me. What I'm going to do here is I'm taking a little bit of the thinset that I mixed up, or it's going to help the bond. It's going to allow the tile to bond with the wall, and the wall is frame stucco. See, I use the trowel, and to mix it up and add it and apply it to the back of the tile. So it's just not natural that it comes to the back of the tile like that. I had to apply it and use the trowel quite a bit to get it like that. But now I'm affixing it. I'm attaching the tile that I cut to the wall, and I'm going to use my hand right here, my fist, to push a little bit, punch a little bit on the tile. Remember, the tile is very, very fragile, so it breaks very easily. So I want to be careful. If I punch it, then I want to make sure that it's, there's nothing sharp in the back, so it accidentally will crack or anything like that. And here I'm going to add my grout to this kind of grout that was left over from or not grout, but thinset. This is the kind of thinset that was left over from the previous, from the other job, from the other tile I did over there on the other side. So I'm adding a bunch of thinset right there. This thinset mix. I'm gonna get my trowel and try and, get it like a field of, a row of corn, or whatever, align the row that's on the the way it looks at a farm. I want the lines on the back of the tile of thinset to look like lines in a row on a farm. If you were to look at the farm from the sky. And I'm gonna use my fist to just kind of make sure that I get a decent bond with the wall there. It doesn't have to be a great bond with the wall, because it's very infrequent that people are going to be trying to pry the tile off of the wall. So just make sure that it bonds okay, or it bonds to the wall pretty good, because this gravity is not going to cause it to crack or move around or anything like that, or fall off or anything like that. So that side, I put the thinset and I attach the tile on that side too, and I got a little towel here, a little towel that we're going to throw away, and I wanted a little bit damp so that I was able to pick up the leftover thinset that was stuck on the tile. And I also want to get any thinset that I accidentally dropped on the ground, because once that hardens, I know it looked easy to remove the dried thinset from the wall there, but it's pretty tough actually. If the thinset dries, it's not very easy. So here's what the tile looks like now that I've stuck them to the wall. And I always want to wash my trowel and wash my spoon, of course, because when that stuff hardens on that, it's really, really tough to get off. Half of the time of your job will be trying to get the tools clean. The next time that you try and apply thinset to or concrete mix, or concrete or mortar or whatever, it can be really, really tough when it dries. Really, really hard to deal with when it dries. So I also wanted to wash that cup out too. Just want to be careful. The other time I didn't remember that I need to use that cup to hold the thinset again. So luckily I washed it. I just cleaning things up, I guess. There's a little towel that I was using. I washed that up, and there's the container. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them out here on the towel cutter to dry. Lay out the towel there and lay it out to dry.